in football. We have, 2 months until the draft? Is it
in
May this year?
No, it's in April again this year.
Because last year was May 8th.
Yeah,
and that's
year,
like the first year I've ever seen it in May.
Yeah,
ever.
They bumped it because the Radio City Music Hall had some event booked for that weekend, which is dumb. I don't know why you would do it. It's like, really, the NFL has this draft around that time every year.
It's like you got the NFL draft or you have USA Network Dog Show.
Yeah.
Which,
they were doing some Easter event or something, but it ended up getting canceled anyways or something. So I was like,
oh my god!
Wow, like you bumped the NFL draft for an event that got canceled. So,
Jesus Christ! The funny thing is like, wait, didn't they say that would be the last year that was going to be at Radio City because they were going to move it?
Yeah, they did. I think
Radio City Music Hall.
It was between.
You done fucked up.
Was it between LA and Chicago or something like that? I think Chicago got it this year.
Yeah, I think a lot of it.
And then it'll be in LA probably next year or something.
Yeah. So we have 2 months until the NFL draft.
And before that, we got free agency.
Oh yeah.
March 10th.
March 10th. That's the day. And for those of you who don't know, March 2nd, International Pancake Day.
Yeah.
Go get your free pancakes. You don't have to be a veteran. Oh, you know what? That brings up a good idea. A good point. I went last year. No, wait, did I go last year? No, we were talking about it, me and my wife. And I asked her, I was like, because I heard somebody talking about it, and I asked her, I was like, if you get free pancakes, are you going to tip them? And then she goes, yeah, why not? They're serving you. And I'm like,
15% of zero
is zero, right?
Yeah.
And I'm
goes against all math logic. My math teacher would be pissed. She would be pissed at me.
She'd be like, you're doing it wrong, bro.
Yeah.
You're doing it wrong. You're doing math wrong.
Did I not teach you anything?
Like, you left $5 off of a $0 tab. You realize that's 500%.
That's infinitely better than zero. It's an infinite percent tip.
It's even a penny is showing the most amount of gratitude possible. Yeah. And she tells me, she was like, well, how else are you supposed to say thank you? And I'm like, by saying thank you.
If you really want to mind fuck them, you give them a coupon for like 10 or 15% off your bill, and then see what their reaction is. That would be really good.
Does that mean they give you the tip back?
It's free, sir. Like, yeah, I know.
I know.
I'd still like to use a coupon.
That's
like, well,
it's valid, right?
Like, look, the meal's normally $10, right? 15% off, you give me $1.50. Like, but that's not. Just run along.
Just
give me $1.50.
Do math.
I tell you what, I'll even leave half of it for you.
I'll even leave half of it. You're still making out like a bandit.
Yeah. All you gotta do is go into the register.
Just pull out $1. You can even put it in quarters. 1, 2.
It'll make it easier for us to split.
International Pancake Day, March 2nd. I'm excited about it because it's awesome. Do they still do? Gosh damn, I'm trying to think. No, yeah, because like Denny's had one and IHOP had one, didn't they? Didn't Denny's have one?
Yeah, I remember. You know what? I want to say the last couple years
they didn't have one.
I thought I remember them doing a commercial after the Super Bowl or something like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And it was like, come get a free
breakfast. And I did not see my commercial.
Yeah, I didn't see that this year.
I feel ripped off.
I remember the first year they did it, a few years ago, whatever it was.
That generated the fucking hype.
Yeah. I went to Denny's. It was pretty packed.
Pancake hype.
Still went there anyways, waited. Next thing you know, a bus rolls up. It was like the Toothless convention just arrived. And it was like one of the buses from like the shelters or something came and dropped off a bunch of the homeless people so they can get their free breakfast. And I was like, that's using your fucking noggin right there. I was like,
that's how you feed the homeless.
Go there, get your free breakfast, Probably bust them off to the next
Denny's.
Get it to go.
Hell yeah. Because why not, dude? I mean, they're not going to keep tabs on you.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're brave enough, hang around for a while until the shift change.
Until you're hungry again.
Be like, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner sounds pretty good. Doesn't until midnight, right? I still get my pancakes. It's 11:59, bitch. Serving my pancakes. That's the great thing about pancakes is that you never run out of pancakes. You just always make more.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, technically you say it's a dessert, but you can have it for breakfast.
You can have it for breakfast.
If you can have a dessert for breakfast, can't you have a dessert at lunch or dinner? So
why not?
It's not weird. Half of the word is cake.
Yeah.
That you cook in a pan. So technically, you're having cake for breakfast, and it doesn't mean that you're a fat glutton.
Not by any means.
It's considered.
Not by any means.
Oh no, you're fine.
I'm waiting for a kid to make that argument, like 4 years old, and be like, if you're serving me pancakes, what's the difference between that and regular cake? Can I have just regular cake for breakfast? What's the difference?
That's when you're like, he knows too much. He's on to us.
Unraveling the mysteries of the universe. Wife leans over. He's going to find out about Santa Claus soon. I'm telling you.
He's already asking these fucking pancake questions. Shit, you weren't ready for that.
It's too soon. What the fuck? I knew you shouldn't have taken steroids when you were pregnant. His fucking mind is getting big now.
Like, fuck, he's going to start eat grown-up breakfasts? You mean I got to make eggs and bacon in the morning?
The fuck?
He's going to know those little marshmallows and the Lucky Charms are just straight sugar.
He's going to find that out soon. Piss me off. His brain is growing right now. I think he's changed his name to Leader.
It's because you fucking breastfed him. I told you not to do that shit. You grew up too smart.
You know what that shit contains? You ever seen that movie Lucy? You ever seen that shit? He's going to unlock all of his brain power now. 100%. Fucking turn into a supercomputer in the middle of the goddamn living room.
Like, we're 25% Cambodian on my mama's side. According to Dave Chappelle, Cambodian milk is the breast. The best breast milk in the world. You might have inherited that Cambodian breast milk gene.
So we have Pancake Day, March 2nd. It's the greatest. I think I'm going to take off work for that. Just telling my clients, no, I'm not coming.
It's free cake day.
Free cake day. Free cake day. And then, oh man, dude, you know what was awesome? Do you like Starbucks?
Yeah.
All right. In December, they were giving out these cups, right? I ended up getting it for Christmas. And the thing was, all throughout the month of January, you refill this, it's free.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. With coffee or anything?
With coffee, just coffee.
Oh, okay.
Cool thing was, you know how fucking coffee is goddamn expensive? All to fucking pay Marshawn Lynch his goddamn money for not winning the Super Bowl. That shit ended up being like a $60 investment. Because like I had one every single day. Sometimes I went in 2 days. Two times a day. Shit. Right? I had one every single day. Coffee this size, about $2.
Was it just black coffee, or they do anything like any creams or sugar?
Oh yeah. They'll leave room for cream, and you got to add it yourself, I guess.
Nothing else special though. No other like warm drinks, just coffee.
If you asked upon request, one of the servers would dip his penis into it.
But you had to request him by name.
But he had to Ronaldo. Do you want room for Will? Do you want room for Ronaldo?
Hazelnut.
Damn. I want a little bit of flavor in mine. Tastes like bleach. So March 2nd, and then March Madness is coming up. But the one thing that we're focused on is football.
Yeah.
Football is honestly, I have all the respect in the world, just like we were talking about before with baseball and basketball and every other sport, but football is the one that everybody concentrates on the most. That's
sport.
That's where America stands still.
Yep.
Did you know that a majority of the major crimes posted on the news happen after football season?
Shit. That's because the football players aren't playing football anymore, so they're out there committing crimes. Right?
We're looking at you, Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Oh, which reminds me, off topic. I did see a case in the emergency room where a woman did fall in the toilet and was stuck.
Really?
Yes, that really did happen.
Wow.
I thought it was a myth. I thought it was just something on South Park.
On Mythbusters too. They did a whole episode like on the airplane one.
Yeah.
Where they
being
say
sucked in
you
and
get
all
sucked
that.
in. They ended up busting that myth. But wow, so he really got stuck.
Really got. I was like, God damn. It's not that hard to turn around and take a look.
Yeah.
You gotta drop a deuce that bad.
I know. It's like, how many times has
you've lived life?
How many times has a man fallen in the toilet? Like, maybe the toilet seat's been up, and it's like we always look. You don't know whether the toilet. You don't know if you left it up last time or not. It's like a woman should kind of look at it the same way. It's like there is a chance you might get your whole ass wet if I left the toilet seat up. So you may want to peek first.
I think just gradually look. And you know what the funny thing is? When you walk into the bathroom, do you walk into the bathroom facing forward or do you walk in backwards?
I blindfold myself, spin around on a baseball bat against my forehead, and then just guess.
Because honestly, you walk into the bathroom, you walk in, and you're facing forward. All you can do is just avert your eyes toward the toilet seat to see. Yeah. You don't even have to turn around before you sit down. You just have to be like, oh, the toilet seat's up. Boop. There it is.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Honestly, women say men are dumb, right? If men are so stupid, then why do we know how to put the toilet seat down before we drop a deuce?
How come we've never fallen in?
That's the question.
I don't know.
It's one of the great mysteries of the world. Like,
even when I've been drunk.
Like, why is Kanye West rich?
Yeah.
It perplexes me.
I got a buddy who used to, he got tired of his wife, like, making a deal out of the whole toilet seat being up. So he was like, all right, like, you got a deal with me. You want me to put the toilet seat down every time I'm done using it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the whole thing down, the extra lid. That way there's no question. There's no question
that it was down.
It was down. You got to lift it up. It's like, but when I come in the bathroom, I better see that top lid closed too. That way I know. That way you know how easy it is just to forget to put the damn lid down. Yeah. And it's like, in actuality, you probably should close it. Nobody wants to see the toilet water and all that shit, or
Well, that's the purpose of the lid, right?
Yeah,
it's to close it.
Sometimes you got streaks in there, and you just
haven't.
I'm gonna close it right now.
It's not cleaning day yet.
Yeah,
you want to close that lid down.
Close this unsightly vision here, and it's like, so he made a deal. Like, look, okay, fine, but I'm closing everything. You gotta close everything too. It's the same act.
Yeah,
you walk up. You lift it up, you put it down. That's what you want me to do, is lift it up
and then put it down.
So when I go in there, I don't want to see this fucking toilet seat up. And she was just like, piece of cake, easy. Been waiting for this for years. Like, you mean I finally don't have to fall in anymore? And I was like, all right. I lasted like a day. And he was already like yelling at her, like walking, like, what the fuck?
Why is this toilet lit up?
Toilet seat up? Yeah. And it was just funny to watch, It's like, and it was like, I could just imagine how it was every day. But, like I'd go there on a weekend or something, and then it'd be like, fucking toilet seat is not up, or is
the toilet lid is up again?
Yeah, it's up. What the hell?
I don't want to see this water.
It was just like the first time I heard it, I was like, why the fuck?
Why would you do that?
And I heard about the toilet seat being up. Like, does he fall in the toilet a lot too? Or and then he finally explained it to me. I was like, oh, fucking genius, dude.
That makes sense.
Like, you gotta spread the word on that.
It's a revelation. It'll change the course of the universe as we speak.
So you guys try that out.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you're having that problem. And
beyond a shadow of doubt. The funny thing is, women are going to say, I'm too tired in the day. I work this and that and blah, blah. And then you just say, that's my fucking line. What the fuck are you saying?
So watch.
That's what I say.
Let's see. Once she starts leaving that top lid up, then that's your chance to finally give it back to her. And then she'll realize. And then once she stops stops putting down the top lid, it's fair game for you to not give a shit about putting,
the toilet seat up or down.
Seat down, because she does the same thing.
I was thinking, just as a joke, I was thinking about doing that. Like, put the lid down too, but like do it in the middle of the night before I go to bed. So when someone's like, man, I gotta take a piss, you go over, sit down, and they're sitting on top of the toilet. What the fuck is this? You realize I gotta put it back up and then put it back down? Welcome to my world.
Welcome what would they do if you put super glue in the hinges but had the toilet seat at like at a 45-degree angle? Do you think they'd try and like force it down?
Yeah.
Or what if the only way you could move it was in the up position? So you put some little wedge at the bottom of it to where it wouldn't close down all the way.
All the way.
Would they sit with the toilet seat at a 45-degree angle down, or would they just lift it up and just hover over?
You know what they would do? They would leave it at the 45-degree angle, and then they would attempt to sit on it to bring it down. That's what they would do.
And then snap it.
Yeah, I can see it happening. Honestly, I can fucking see that happening.
What they would do is yell at you about it, like it's your fault or something.
Like, what are you talking about?
What makes you think I did this?
So one of the things that we're going to talk about, let me see what, next week, we'll get together and we're going to discuss the top 10 quarterbacks of this past year. Not the top 10 quarterbacks next year, because we'll do that later on, after the draft. Because the draft and the schedule changes everything.
Yeah, it does.
It changes everything. Once that comes out, after that comes out, then we'll talk about that shit. Because, especially after the 12th, right?
10th is free agency.
Especially after the 10th, when players go to different teams. Because that fucking changes the course of everything. Yeah. I thought Steve Smith was going to fucking retire. And then instead, he comes in like an asshole saying, no, just throw me the ball.
Yeah.
And I can picture him saying that, too.
Once that happened,
Torrey Smith was like, no, fuck you, Torrey Smith. You just go ahead and do that. I'll catch the ball.
That made the need for a receiver even bigger for the Panthers.
Oh, God, yeah.
And it changed their draft. Like, oh, shit, they need a draft or they need a receiver in the draft. And it's like, oh, Kelvin Benjamin, there he is.
We're going to go with him. That's the guy.
I think that's why it's hard to kind of mock draft right now. People do it anyways just because it's kind of fun to look at, I guess. But, free agency changes everything.
Yeah.
So I think the way we'll kind of tackle it is when free agency gets a little closer, we'll talk about some of that. Then after that happens, then you can project a little bit better what you think teams might do.
Yeah, because right now it's too soon to talk about what players are going to be impacted by free agency and what aren't, because nobody's doing anything yet. Well, I mean, they're doing everything, but nothing has been set in stone. Yeah. Like, Ndamukong Suh probably won't be a part of the Lions.
Yeah,
it might be a safe bet.
I've seen things going back and forth on that. I've seen them talking he's going to be too much to keep. If they tag him, it's going to be for like 20-something million. They're not going to want to do that. And then I've seen reports, like, oh, well, he's gonna test free agency, and say, oh, well, the Lions are the favorite to re-sign him. And it's like, dude, you can say that. Like, I think Chris Morton was reporting that. Like, you can say that about any free agent. His preceding team, or the team that he's currently on, they're always the favorite to re-sign him because they can negotiate with them right now. The Broncos can talk to Demaryius Thomas right now.
Yeah.
The Raiders, the Jaguars, the freaking New Orleans Pelicans, they cannot talk to him, Pretty much only the Broncos can talk to him. So of course they're going to be the favorite. They got all this time on their side to help that. But it all comes down to they're going to get offered a contract. But I think every player, they want to test free agency. They want to be courted, by other teams and be told how great they are.
Yeah.
Even if their intention is to resign with the team they're on right now.
Stroking the proverbial ego.
Yeah. So it's hard to tell. Even players that are saying stuff like, oh, I think I want to play on the East Coast or New York, or I want to play for a 3-4 defense or this or that. A lot of it can be leverage. Yeah. So I forget, Terrence Knighton from the Broncos has been saying he wants to play for Jack Del Rio. That was the D coordinator with the Broncos. He was with them in Jacksonville. And people were asking him, what are your plans for free agency? Said he wants to go wherever Jack is. Mm-hmm. And then he signed with the Raiders. So people are already making those connections with him and the Raiders. I'm like, me as a Raider fan, like, yeah, it'd be great, but I'm not expecting it to fully happen. You know, it's like this could all just be a play, you know, to force the Broncos' hand. Like, oh shit, he might sign with your division rival. You know, like maybe we should try and re-sign him and
then give him
someone else walk and
extra consideration.
It's business, you know. You want to drive up your market. You want people competing.
You want to show
sign
your value.
You. You want people to drive up the market on you, and you know, supply and demand kind of thing. If a lot of teams are demanding you, then you know your price tag's gonna go up. So someone offers you the best deal or maybe the best situation at a slightly lower pay, but you know it could happen. The Broncos got a lot of free agents, but
yeah,
you know he could easily be going somewhere else. He could end up on the Ravens or something. You know, it's just there's always surprise signings in free agency. So teams that you don't think got a lot of room somehow manage a way to rework their cap.
Yeah, or surprising factors of players that teams are willing to let go.
Yeah. Yep. There's always the cap casualties too, and then
like for example, when Peyton Manning got let go by the Colts, nobody ever fucking saw that coming.
No,
nobody ever could have imagined like that would happen. Or even with Jerry Rice, when Jerry Rice didn't get re-signed by the Niners, they just literally let his contract expire and let him fall into free agency, and they're like, no, we're not gonna re-sign him.
He's done,
and then he stayed in the league another 5 years, right?
I know he had, was it 2 years with the Raiders, I think?
2 years with the Raiders, a year
with Seattle,
and then a year with the Broncos.
No, Broncos ended up getting cut after during training camp. So it could have been 3 with the Raiders. There's at least 2, I know that.
Yeah, because, there's always surprising factors. One of the things that would surprise the shit out of me is if the Cowboys let DeMarco Murray go.
Yeah, I mean, people have been saying it's going to be tough for them to sign both, Dez Bryant and DeMarco Murray, but I can still see it happening. I could see someone restructuring their deal who, I could see Romo even doing it, and to restructure your deal, it doesn't necessarily mean you're taking a pay cut.
Right.
Or you could just avert your salary into bonus money, and you're going to get that money anyways. They can push some of that bonus money to the back end of the deal, but your bonus money is like what's guaranteed. So, they'll lower your base salary, which lowers the cap hit, prorate your bonus, and
it's all based on what they can conceptualize the future being. Yeah. Like, for example, one of the Niner fans were fucking clamoring at the fact that Colin Kaepernick got this big old huge deal and say, oh yeah, he's worth the money. And then you actually take a look at his contract, and it shows that if he doesn't perform consistently every single year,
there's a lot of incentives in it
that he would get cut. Next year will be the year.
Yeah, and they actually won't have any real significant cap penalties either, I believe, which is as much as I hate the Niners, it's actually a good deal by the Niners as far as applying all these incentives to the contract. Like looking at the contract, the money that it could be worth, I was like, damn, that's too much for him. He's not that good.
Yeah.
But he's probably not really going to reach any of those incentives.
Hell no. The way the way he's been playing, the things that he's been doing, and how he's been handling things. The thing is that the Niners applied that safety net for the contract. The bad news for him, for Colin Kaepernick, is that he doesn't have the Harbaugh safety net, because Harbaugh was his guy. Yeah. He fucking protected the shit out of him, because if he was on any other team, he would have been fucking let go.
Yeah.
But Harbaugh had the safety net on him, which is probably why they brought in the head coach that they brought in as a puppet, quote unquote.
He's a yes man.
Yeah.
he's the yes man.
It's like, oh yeah, let's take this guy because we'll own him. We don't have to worry about shit with that guy. We'll keep Colin Kaepernick and have him drive our team into the ground with only 4 wins next year, which probably would happen. Niners have one of the toughest schedules this coming year.
Yeah. And then they're probably going to be losing players, it looks like,
Yeah.
So they got, Crabtree's a free agent. I don't think Crabtree's like a real great receiver, like the number one, like that he's touted as. I think he's a pretty good number 2 receiver.
Yeah,
he'd probably be like one of the better number 2 receivers.
And he's always been seen as the slot receiver.
Yeah,
easily. But they never put him as a slot receiver. That's the only problem. They try to push him as the number 1 receiver. They try to push him as this is the guy. Well, when you bring in Anquan Bolden, does that really mean he's the guy?
Yeah, Bolden was outshining him
a lot,
and Bolden's a lot older. So
a lot older and plays a lot more like shit.
Yep.
You know, and the funny thing is that people are gonna see exactly how good how good all of us have said he was. Because believe me, we live in the Niner area, which used to be the Raider area. But we live in the Niner area, and a lot of Niners continue like, "Why you gotta hate? Why you gotta hate?" And I was like, "We're not fucking hating. We're telling you the truth."
Yeah, I know.
Take your 3D glasses off. Start seeing it for what it actually is instead of seeing it for what people tell you it is.
Yeah.
And then you'll start to know, okay, man, this guy's really terrible. This guy's shit. Honestly, it's like if we were to live on the East Coast and we lived in Philly, how we would be hearing last year about how great Nick Foles is. No, not by any means.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude is just as good as Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he's just as good. You know, because honestly, you take Chip Kelly out, nobody knows who Nick Foles is.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. That's probably why they're probably trying to dip the waters for a quarterback too.
Yep, yeah. People have been talking about Mariota. Free agency, there's nothing out there.
Hell no. It's
nothing.
Like the worst for quarterbacks.
For
defense, it's great.
If we tried to make a top 10 list of free agent quarterbacks, yeah, just pick the free agent quarterbacks and just throw a dart on the paper.
Number 1 is Charlie Whitehurst.
Yeah. Oh, dang. I mean,
shining star right
I think Mark Sanchez is like the biggest star of the free
name.
Agent quarterback. Yeah. Like, he's like the biggest name, I guess.
The biggest name. And I would, oh, god damn, dude. I just hope that Mark Sanchez is not going to go with the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, dude, I know. Rex Ryan. He's got to stay away, dude. He's got to stay away from
it's
that.
It's like a fucking cancer.
I'm like, dude, don't. Like, you've already gone so down that road. It's like getting back together with your ex. Yeah, after it didn't work out.
And like she cheated on you.
Badly, didn't work out. Like, it's still holding on to, that initial hookup, like those first like 2 or 3 weeks of it where you're like, oh, everything's cool. You're all into each other. But then all the bad shit starts happening. All the pet peeves start happening. That's what happened to Sanchez. It was just like, oh, cool, we're in the AFC Championships with Mark Sanchez.
And then you find out that Mark Sanchez shits with the door open. You don't want to see that. Find out your girl clips her toenails in bed.
Yep, doesn't clean it up.
Ugh,
I know she can't really cook. We were like, damn, but she was like really good at that like bedroom stuff that we were doing. Like,
I remember that one time she did that thing with her mouth.
Yeah.
Damn. What do I give up?
But then you've gotten hit to her moves, and it's just like, well, can't she? No, she can't do this, and she can't really clean or. She's got some hot friends for my boys. No, she don't really have any hot friends for my boys.
They're all duffs.
Yeah.
You're like, but they got great personalities.
Oh, that's the nail in the coffin. That's the biggest nail. That's the biggest one you put in there.
That's what you don't want to hear from your friends. Like,
fuck.
I was like, hey, we found this this girl. She's interested in you. Oh yeah, yeah. She's she wants to go out to dinner. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Already, that's like two of the 3 red flags. 2 of the 3 red flags. Yeah, she's got a great personality. Shit.
The first thing out of your boy's mouth isn't, dude, she's fucking hot. Be wary.
If it's not that, then you should be considering other options.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, dude, she left the room. Dude, she's fucking hot. Dude, you gotta do this. Do this for me.
It's for the guys. You got to do this.
That's what you want. Sanchez isn't that. It's just like
okay. If your boys are complimenting on this girl that you're getting hooked up with, and their girls are in the room, it's a red flag. If they wait until their girls leave to like go to the bathroom together and like do whatever it is they do together, and they compliment her, then do it, because that's an indication. That's like it's like when you're playing Metal Gear Solid and you get that exclamation point. You're like, whoa, calm down. It's not what I wanted to see. And then you show up at dinner. No. Let's say you're the nice guy and you show up at dinner just because of like, what the hell? I might as well take a look.
Got nothing else to do.
Then you show up, and then you show up and it's like, fuck, it's all your worst nightmares come true, right? All your worst nightmares come true. So all you're thinking about in the back of your head is, I might as well just eat dinner and go home. Start thinking about, okay, this is what I'm going to do in Call of Duty.
It's like, how can I get out of this without being a complete asshole or being a complete dick?
What if I send a text message to myself?
It's like, I don't want to completely burn this bridge because what if my boy's lady has some other hot friends in the future?
I do remember that one chick. Man, her tits were hanging out. Yeah. Then again, it's like, I really don't want to be that guy. Shit,
what if a hot friend breaks up with her boyfriend?
Just holding on to that.
Yeah,
just holding on to that right there.
Yeah, because then it'll be like, if I try and hook up, she's like, no, you treated my last friend like shit.
And then you're thinking to yourself, man, dude, this is shit. And I'll probably have to pay for dinner. Fuck, dude, that's like $50. She ordered another margarita?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
You can always just say it didn't work out and you're not going to go on another date. This is what Rex Ryan needs to do.
Yeah.
He cannot go out on that second date with just Mark Sanchez.
Like Mark Sanchez is texting him. It's like, hey, I heard you're in Buffalo. Now I'm going to be a free agent. It's like that text you get from that first date, after the first date. You're like, hey, I really enjoyed that time we had together. I don't want to text back.
Let's see, work excuse. It's not you, it's me. I just got a bad relationship. Fuck. That's where Rex Ryan has to go. He just got out of a bad relationship, bad long-term relationship. And
like, you know how it was. You know what it was like. You were on the outside looking in. You really didn't. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on.
I just moved.
A lot of yelling.
I just moved into a new place. I got a lot of stuff going on right now.
I'm just concentrating on me right now.
That's the best advice for Rex Ryan right now. You know,
I'm just concentrating on what I'm going to do right now. I just want to settle in first, and then once I settle in, kind of get things going, and just consider those options.
I'll call you.
Keep in touch.
That's what he's got to say.
No. I got a new phone, but I don't need your number. I remember it by heart.
I don't really have a Facebook or a social media stuff, so we can't.
It's like I don't have a Twitter.
But no, I'll call you. Yeah.
We'll do that. Yeah. We'll do that. Yeah, I'll give you a call. When things are so crazy in my schedule right now, I'll give you a call, and we'll talk about things at that point.
Yeah. That's the perfect play for Rex right now. He's just got to be like, well, I just got here. I haven't been able to evaluate EJ yet, or I got to see what these guys got.
I really want to make things work in this relationship right now.
Yeah.
I'm really trying not to mess it up.
Like, I just got here. I don't think I can really start,
thinking
making
about
these roster changes. And,
can't really be thinking about other quarterbacks right now.
I got to run that through management first,
I got to see how things go.
That's what he's got to do with Sanchez. I'm sure 100% Sanchez has hit him up.
Oh, yeah.
He's not technically allowed to right now.
Yeah. Oh, but
yeah.
He's
got his number.
He's been texting him.
I'm sure he's texting him.
It was just like when LeBron James was a free agent and Chris Bosh texted him a million times.
Yeah.
Are you coming back? Yo, you remember when we won that championship?
Yeah.
You remember that? Oh, we had good times together then, huh?
So right now, I'm sure Rex Ryan is playing, if he's smart, is playing the whole tampering card. Like, Mark, you're cool. I like you. My wife has a tattoo of a guy with your jersey on her arm or whatever. But I can't really talk to you about that stuff because it's tampering.
It's tampering. I really can't bring it up.
Yeah, but
you know what I can't bring up. I can't bring up that I want you to come over to.
But McCown got cut already, so management, they said they wanted to talk to him. I can't really stop that.
Yeah, they really kind of control things right now. I'm just the new guy coming in, just trying to feel things out, trying to see how things go. Yeah, that's always the one thing you got to watch out for. Free agency, because once free agency hits, that's when the floodgates happen.
Yep.
It's when the doors open up. Once free agency hits, after free agency, then you start considering, hey, okay, this is what my team's starting to look like. This is what we need to go after.
Yeah.
This is what we need to look at in the combine. Then after the combine, we see who has the best potential, who doesn't seem like the bad egg, and then we'll go from there in the draft. Then once the draft happens, then we'll see how things go. We'll have team meetings, so on and so forth. And then there's that lull from right after the draft, May. Nobody gives a fuck about what happens in May.
Yeah,
literally
nothing going on in the NFL for a while.
I think a lot of it has to do with the simple fact that since the draft is so close to the end of the month, and Cinco de Mayo is like a couple weeks after, a week after, everybody's fucking hungover. They don't want to deal with shit.
Yeah.
So you take some time off. We're not fucking worried about it. Because in June, that's where we start talking about the next year. That's when football season doesn't start on the combine. Fuck that. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Football season starts June 1st. That's when football season starts. That's when you start thinking about, okay, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to talk about.
People start getting ready to have their OTAs and mini camps and stuff.
Because that's when you see, oh shit, motherfucker got hurt. Somebody broke his collarbone.
People get hurt, or you actually start hearing like, oh, that rookie you drafted in the fifth round, or whatever, has been doing pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's true, and sometimes it's just hype.
Yeah, a lot of it's hype.
Yeah,
it's the hype train.
They're going against people that don't even make the practice squad, or
yeah. Because that would, Jesus Christ. Like Manziel hype.
Gosh dang. Yeah.
That was fucking terrible, dude.
Already a year later, they're talking about, there's been mock drafts or people even talking about the Browns even taking another quarterback this year.
3 for 3. Hey, why not, guys? Let's go for it. 3 for 3. Brian Hoyer, even though he got us the most amount of wins any quarterback's ever gotten us. Fuck Brian Hoyer. We don't need that guy. I remember that too after the very first game. It shows how intelligent fans are, especially really fanatic fans. Very first game, the Browns barely lose, right? I think he's by 3 or whatever. And Brian Hoyer had a great game, just didn't win.
Yeah.
A fan came out and just went on this giant rant on YouTube talking about, you got Johnny Manziel sitting on the bench. I
saw that.
You saw that? Yeah, he's on the bench. You play him. You picked him. You play him.
I think the funny thing is he did that rant at halftime.
Yeah.
And the second half, the Browns started coming back, Brian Hoyer. I think they lost a close game, but it was they scored probably 3 or 4 touchdowns in the second half.
Yeah.
Started coming back, and I was like, oh.
And then 8 wins later, they're 8 and 4.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good.
They're doing well.
I think they're 6 and 4 or something.
6 and 4 at half. No, not half. A little bit after halfway this season.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, man, that dude looks like a piece of shit right now.
Yeah.
and then they actually start Johnny Manziel, and then Johnny Manziel puts up the worst start by any quarterback in the history of the NFL.
That was real bad. He had 20 yards or some shit. And
he honestly
bad. I think at one point, didn't he have more turnovers and completions or some shit like that? And yeah, I remember that was a pretty awful debut. That you can expect a rookie to kind of have a bad debut. You don't hold it against him too much, but that was historically bad. It was oh fuck, dude, he might not, he might not be the guy.
Yeah.
Just after watching this one game. So. And
a lot of people say, oh, you can't put everything all in one. No, yeah, you can. Yeah, like, that game you can't.
Yeah, it's like
that game you can put it all into one game.
This wasn't like the first preseason game, or the first game of the season. Like we've been in practice this whole time. This is already like halfway through the season. You know, this is when you can see a rookie quarterback take over at the end of the year, and you know maybe get some experience. And even if they don't kill it, they can just perform average, even in a loss.
It gives hope.
Yeah, it's like you just want them to learn stuff, even if they got to learn things the hard way.
Yeah.
If they go out there and have 2 touchdowns and 2 or 3 picks, maybe they pass the ball at 55% completion percentage. Like, well, it wasn't a good game, but it wasn't completely terrible, but
it wasn't Johnny Manziel bad.
You can be like, it wasn't Johnny Manziel bad. It was he could have did better, but at least he probably learned some shit.
And the fact that right after the season was over, he went into rehab.
Yeah,
it's probably it's a red flag.
I'm wondering what the hell he's in rehab for, because they didn't say it, and it's just like, I've never heard about him using drugs or anything like that. Like alcohol, maybe.
The positive thing to take away from it is that at least he's got a great personality.
I think when he walked in there, they're just he's checking himself in for rehab, and then they're standing up in groups and like, "Hi, my name's Johnny, and I'm addicted to partying." And that's when Bob Saget stood up. Like, "You're in here for partying? That's like dick for cocaine." I think that's probably what he went to rehab for, was partying.
Partying. He was addicted to partying.
Addicted to partying.
He's like, I party every day.
He's like, I
was hanging out with LMFAO. We were partying every day.
So I have Super Bowl parties, and then I crash little kids' birthday parties, and after that, I host a Tupperware party and have another birthday party, roller skating party.
A roller skating party.
All kinds of parties.
I just couldn't help it. Sometimes I was partying 3 times a day. There was a morning brunch party. There was a baby shower attended.
It's technically a party.
It's a party. There's an engagement party. I crashed the other day. I just couldn't help it. I was just addicted to party.
Sometimes I like to spice it up with some fiestas. I'll have some tortillas there and chimichangas. That's partying in Spanish. Tequila.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, that honestly has. Yeah, and it's funny too, because you hear about draft busts, first rounders, the top guys. Technically, Johnny Manziel was the top quarterback that everybody talked about.
Yeah,
he wasn't picked first.
Yeah, he had the most talk.
But he had the most talk. The biggest hype, the hype train coming into the station. And then you had Blake Bortles.
Yeah.
It's along the same lines.
Another Bortles, he was one of those quarterbacks, I swear, every year. It's going to happen this year. You have a quarterback that shoots up in the rankings out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like the combine happens, and then people start talking about,
this is the guy.
Yeah. He only had 3 wins and had, 2,000 yards, but he missed half the year. And he blew out his shoulder and elbow and his throwing arm.
No, he wasn't.
A lot of scouts think he's going to be all right.
No, he wasn't even injured. He just missed half the season due to non-injury.
Yeah.
Wait, what? You're telling me he wasn't injured? So wait, where was he? Oh, he was backup.
Yeah.
He was the 3rd string. Yeah, he was the... No, yeah, you see him in the game. He was the guy with the headset on. Right behind the coach.
And the clipboard.
He's that guy.
Fundamentally sound. Clipboard techniques.
He's got everything you need in the game. He knows the game better than the players do.
He's got all the makings of being a spectacular backup quarterback in this league. And if he can add on to that, eventually he can be a Johnny Manziel type starter in the league.
Oh, man. And then you think about some quarterbacks who, like Hall of Fame quarterbacks who didn't even get drafted, like Warren Moon.
Yeah, he played in Canada for a while.
Yeah, he played in Canada before coming to the NFL. And then you look at, like, honestly, you look at guys like that and you wonder, how in the fuck did they miss that? Like,
yeah,
was it really because he was black?
Actually, I don't know. Flutie had to play in Canada, dude. Like, nobody really wanted to give him a chance because of his height.
Yeah, that was the main thing. You know, the funny thing was, after watching tape back on Doug Flutie, god damn, he looked like a child. Like, literally looked like a child playing with all the... Now, he didn't play like a child.
No.
He was pretty good. Johnny Manziel looked like he was...
lost.
Yeah. Honestly, I want to think that Johnny Manziel has a disease because you have to make a wish in order to play the NFL like that. He's got to be dying of something.
He even looks like a little kid.
Hey guys,
this is little Johnny. His dream is to be drafted by the Browns in the first round.
He wants to play one game.
It's little Johnny, the little engine that could.
Little engine that could get drafted by the Browns. Jesus Christ, the Browns, dude.
Those poor bastards.
Gosh damn, dude. Honestly, if there's any team that I feel bad for, it's the Browns.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
They almost have that Chicago Cubs status.
Yeah.
Where it's like, fuck. Like, I just would like to see the Cubs win a World Series just because, like...
Out of pity?
Yeah. It's like it's been 100 years.
Yeah.
Over 100 years since they've done that.
Yeah.
I mean, the NFL isn't, Super Bowl-wise, isn't like that old or anything, but it's like, I'd like to see the Browns win one eventually, as long as it's not at my team's expense. But,
yeah. And the funny thing is that the Browns are doing great first half of the season.
Yeah.
The defense was on point. They were playing phenomenal. They weren't giving up much, except for like maybe the games that they ended up, losing. Because they're like coming halfway into the season. They were like, 6-2, and they went 6-4, and then they went 8-6, and then they went 7-9. 7-9.
I don't know. I forget what they.
I think they lost their last.
You just said 8-6 though.
8-6. That's 14.
I know you said 8-6, and then they went 7-9.
Yeah.
So somehow you're saying they went from 8 wins to 7 wins.
Yes.
It's the Browns. The Browns will find a way.
The Browns will find a way to lose a victory they had and take it back. Yahoo came in.
It's like, duh.
Why not?
Stat correction.
Yahoo stat correction. There it is. See it? Correct me.
It happens a week later.
It happens a week. Even after you played the next week, they'll take that victory away.
Yeah, you know that game you thought you won?
Like, nah, you didn't win it.
Turns out that we forgot to enforce a 5-yard penalty. That would have ran off some time off the clock. And
so this is what's going to... Didn't that happen? That happened to somebody.
I don't know.
Last year. Like, honestly. No, yeah, because... happened to Fred. Fred was winless.
Yeah, he got a stat corrected.
He got a stat correction in his favor. He had a tie.
He had a tie.
And he had a stat correction in his favor.
In a fractional scoring league, which is insanely ridiculous.
Yeah,
like,
that's bad.
Almost impossible. And
the stat correction happened like 15 minutes before the Thursday game started.
Yeah.
It happened 15 minutes before the game started. And they're like, nah.
And it was a Sunday game that they corrected. It wasn't even a Monday game.
It was a Sunday game. Sunday game they ended up correcting. I was fucking blown away.
I forget what they changed.
I don't remember.
I know they ended up giving...
Was it a turnover?
Sergio like 2 points or something like that. It might have been a turnover.
It was a turnover or something.
Or like a catch or something like that was misregistered, but... Yeah.
To see that. As long as it doesn't happen during the championship game.
Oh, God.
That's fucking bad. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Honestly, that shit breaks your heart.
Oh, dude. It happened to me in the playoffs to go to the championship.
To go to the championship game for money. Because wouldn't you have won?
Yeah. I won by like half a point. I was in the championships. I was happy about it because, you're getting money, but you're also, you want to win a championship. The next morning, I go to my computer just to look at the matchups between my players, his players. I see him in the third place game. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? And then I see there's a stat correction, and it was Dwayne Bowe at the end of the game was attempting to recover an onside kick, and my cousin had Dwayne Bowe.
Yeah.
The ball hit off of Dwayne Bowe's chest and dropped it, and the other team recovered it, so they charged Dwayne Bowe with a fumble.
Yeah.
Which I thought is a fumble. Like, if you touch the ball on special teams, on a punt or a kickoff, if you touch the ball
and it leaves
it's considered a fumble, you know? And they reversed it, and, the next day and said, no, it wasn't a fumble.
Yeah.
And I was just...
You like, honestly, myself. You look at it and you're like, what? It's like honestly, it's like, it's exactly like Indian giving. Honestly, it's like it's like you're getting this like a PlayStation 4 for Christmas, and you're like, oh yeah, hell yeah, that's your fucking championship.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, your mom comes by and be like, nah, we're not gonna give that to you. We're gonna take it back.
Imagine.
Or you wake up the next day and you're excited to play your PlayStation and it's gone, and you're like, well, what the fuck?
You got robbed or something.
You're like, Mom, where'd you go? That was a stat correction.
Stat correction.
That's what it was.
Said your dad had worked some overtime, but he really didn't. So we had to take it back.
Yeah, that would be back in the day that parents would get away with it. Nowadays, it would be fucking child abuse.
I don't know.
Like, how dare you give your child a PlayStation 4? I understand you have no means of living. How dare you give your child a PlayStation 4 and then take it back? Say it's for bills. The hell kind of bills do you have?
You got the government to help you out with that.
Hey, and that's the show. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that we were able to provide some kind of entertaining content for you guys. Hopefully we made you laugh. Hopefully we made you cry. Hopefully we made you say, what the hell is Jimbo talking about? So if you liked it that much, go ahead and click like. If you want to stay up to date, click the subscribe button or follow us on Twitter, like our Facebook page. Believe me, doing this, it will allow you to interact with us and stay up to date with show progress and content, as well as know when the weekly Friday show has been uploaded, or behind the scenes have been uploaded, or the best ofs have been uploaded. Or you can give us some of your suggestions, some of your ideas for content and topics. The only way to do that is by sending us an email to lostbadguys@gmail.com, and all the information that you need is in the description box below. I'm Jimbo Stevens. He's Ray Van Dam, and that was a lovely tea party.